The online gooning epidemic.
How often do you off a week?
Quite a few times.
50 times?
More.
100 times?
More.
200 times?
More.
500 times?
Probably.
Gooning! The act of becoming completely self-absorbed with your penis and masturbation, such that your face and mannerisms take on the personality of a goon. Tongue out, vacant expression, grunting, muttering. Men gooning often prefer hours of edging to actual release, an artifact of modern times and plentiful Now, if you happen to understand any of that, let's be honest, you yourself might be a gooner. But I don't blame you, because at this point, who the fuck isn't? I'm not exaggerating when I say this. We're in the middle of a gooning crisis. No, a gooning epidemic. Because I've been noticing an alarming trend these past few years where it seems like gooner culture has gotten way too mainstream. And what I mean by when I say mainstream gooner culture is the normalization of being a chronically horny bastard online. If I could pinpoint exactly when this gooning shit started getting bad, I'd go all the way back to the pandemic. A time where everyone around the world was locked inside and had non-stop access to the internet. While many people use this unprecedented time to fulfill their hobbies, learn new skills, or spend time with their family, others found it far more productive to just jerk it all fucking day. Seriously, the daily routine of a pandemic gooner was to wake up, off, eat breakfast, off, brush your teeth, off, go on Discord, off, go to bed, and then off to go to sleep. Forget praying 5 times a day. These motherfuckers will be gooning 5 times a day minimum. Now, a lot of the blame for this deservedly falls on the gooners and their lack of self-control. But I'm not gonna lie, this problem has become exponentially worse due to the fact that gooner content isn't just in the dark corners of the internet anymore. You know,
Okay, am I the only one? Like I see sexy pictures or I see like hentai, but like if I'm not in the gooning mood, like I'm not suddenly just like, oh my god, damn, and then whipping it out and fucking gooning, you know? There's no shot there's actually people, unless they're like porn addicts, which, you know, that's I think completely different, that literally just like earlier in the day they gooned, and then they're just going about their day, and then they're walking down the street, and then they see a fucking topless girl or like something, you know, obviously not down the street, but like, you know, like scrolling, and then they're just like, and grabs their crotch and then start fucking like, there's no shot that happens, right? They're not like suddenly taken by the fucking ghost of like gooning Christ and they start fucking gooning. I goon 2 to 3 times a day, sincerely, Timmy. I mean, okay, but like, do you
Isn't
goon?
that what you do every supposed bathroom breaks, considering?
No. What I'm saying is, are these people gooning? Because like when I chat, like back in my peak prime days, when I wanted to goon, I'd be like, okay, I think I'm a goon. And then I'd sit down and goon, you know? But like, are you guys who are doing it like 2 to 3 times or more a day, are you guys like literally just don't, it's like, it just jumps up at you. It like surprise attacks you. Like you're just like having a great day. You're like, let me scroll Twitter. And then you're just like, God, like whip one out. Like, is that what's happening? Like, there's no shot, right? It's gotta be like a planned thing. Like, you're planning the goon. You're not just getting fucking attacked by the goon, right? Because I feel like that's very different. Like, because I think gooners and porn addicts are different. Or am I wrong? Are they the same? I feel like you can be a gooner but not be addicted to porn. They're the same? Porn addiction isn't real. Dumb Doro. This is why you should never change your name. You're dumb as fuck. Same? I don't think so, though. I think it's different, man. Real gooners? Well, no, yeah, obviously, I think if you're a like legitimate to the T gooner, then sure, maybe. But like, I feel like the term gooner has been so loosely ascribed to basically anybody who likes degenerate shit, and I think that's the more accepted term, then I don't think it's specifically includes porn addicts exclusively, you know? Isn't this like all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares? Yeah, sort of like that, you know? So I don't think all gooners are porn addicts, but I think all porn addicts are gooners, you know?
there used to be a time and place.
Like, brother, legitimately, it's like the Hoyo community saying ZZZ's gooner slop. Like, brother, ZZZ's like the most fucking tame gooner slop on the market. Like, it is like legitimately vanilla as fuck. And they just throw the word gooner around, but it clearly isn't that gooner, you know? I think ZZZ is actually extremely fucking tame, you know?
active effort and intention required to seek out that type of
Neo,
content.
thank you for
But
the
now it has
15.
never been easier to be exposed to this shit, whether you want to see it or not, because algorithms on social media all push this shit in your face 24/7. I look at a popular tweet, all the replies are OnlyFans promos. Go on YouTube,
As
you
someone
got scam
around
ads
your
driving
age,
fucking
fob,
sites.
yes, it does sometimes. Even when I had a GF2, the GF doesn't always want to have sex. I will not say anything further.
What? So you're saying even while you had a girlfriend, you'd be just scrolling next to her, and then you'd see a sexy like picture on your like a feed, and then you'd just be like, "Babe, hold me back!" Ah! And then just fucking start jerking it? Like, there's no way that's happening. Like, there's no shot.
Scrolling TikTok, it's only a matter of time before a big ass BBL takes up my entire goddamn screen. Like, I legit feel violated when I see this shit sometimes because I'm not actively seeking
That's
it out.
because you're desensitized. You're 100% a gooner, bro. Normal people would think ZZ is lewd as fuck. Yeah, but normal. I mean, sure, but like, we're not talking about normal people. We're talking about gacha players.
If I wanted to look at I wouldn't be on TikTok. And what's even worse, I got all these motherfuckers who make promoting this shit on these platforms. Like, if I was a kid with unrestricted access to social media, I generally don't know how fucked I'd be. Because normal online spaces being flooded with all this gooner-brained content, who would have guessed is...
I will say, man, I am so sick of just like any like viral tweet, post, or anything in any social media just being like flooded with just like fucking like porn. AI porn, anything, all the fucking shebang, you know? I remember the last time we perused the porn sites. I forget what we were looking for. I think it was like a fucking you and me and her scene or some shit, you know? Brother, I remember like even back then, there were just like a billion fucking like AI porn just all over the place, man. AI porn is probably such an epidemic probably nowadays. Like, bro, hang on. I'm gonna hit that shit right now. Fuck it. All right. Let's check a classic porn site. Wow, I actually don't see any AI on the homepage. Oh no, there's one right there. Vampire, goth girl, dark BDSM, hentai fantasy ecchi. That's just straight up AI art. Like, no actual fucking AI porn though besides that. Huh.
Breeding a generation of gooners. I am in genuine disbelief that there exist so many communities online that celebrate the fact that they're chronically addicted to I don't recommend looking any of these up. Before your awareness, you got entire devoted fucking subreddits like r/gooned, r/goonethub, r/gooned meetup, r/goon galaxy, and
these are all probably such fucking like shit subreddits.
Of course,
finally gets one day without having a sponsor. And what does he do? He starts talking about gooning and browsing porn sites. What does he mean by this?
Smurfism, they were to 14.
Of reading some of the comments in these communities, most of which describe how gooning has completely consumed their life, from wasting their entire day to more extreme cases like losing their job or other things. Now look, I am aware that this behavior is not out of character on Reddit of all places, and I understand that it might come across as goonophobic of me to pretend like all these gooners are exactly the same, because honestly, they're not. Understand that there are levels to this shit. Like, someone who is a level 1 gooner is just somebody who probably watches a lot of they're bored and got nothing better to do, so they use it as a way to get cheap dopamine hits, which, while still bad for you, believe it or not, is also the least dangerous of the gooner levels, because if you're able to quit, you avoid the downward spiral that comes with this destructive behavior. But once you've evolved to, let's say, a level 10 gooner, you are now far more invested.
I'd actually say I'm a level 1 gooner.
Excited and craves the next
I have very good
material,
control
like
over my, you know,
next episode of a fucking
my
Netflix
tendencies.
show. And if you know anything about binge watching TV shows, you know damn well that shit isn't free, which is why the level 10 gooners more often than not financially invested just as much as they are emotionally. These are the premium users, the top 1% donor on OnlyFans, people who are not too attached to go back to the free content. And more often than not, these motherfuckers are into some of the freakiest shit imaginable, because the vanilla goon material doesn't hit the same anymore. But what happens when premium content is still not enough? This is the level 50 gooner, a gooning connoisseur who is not satisfied with the 10 terabytes of they consume on a daily basis. These are the freaks that can only get satisfaction from turning literally anything and everything they see into something sexual. And these level 50 gooners have now manifested the power of AI to do things that should honestly put you on a watch list. There's an AI model on Twitter called Grok, where any user on the app can tag Grok to a tweet along with whatever prompt they want. Keep in mind, you can privately use this service. You don't need to tag these tweets to your account. But as you'd expect, gooners almost exclusively use this shit for a public off session, which 99% of the time uses doctored, non-consenting images of real fucking people. Like, anytime an attractive woman posts a picture of herself online, literally the first goddamn reply will be like, Grok, take off her clothes. Grok, turn her around. Grok, put white drippy glue dripping from her face with her tongue out and make her eyes cross a little bit and give her a visible small red blood.
Kill yourself!
These gooners are so desensitized to the amount of depraved content they watch that being this shameless with real people is just normal to them. And as pathetic as that is, it's important to understand that gooning to this degree is itself a symptom of a larger problem. Because everything is so accessible, we constantly fill the void to satisfy ourselves with shit that then reinforces a lack of discipline. And as that experience, let alone the gooning experience, continues to become more and more personalized, we never run out of supply. Like, not too long ago, Google released the VO3 AI video model, and it's scarily impressive. It has better, more realistic quality video with coherent dialogue and sound effects on top of it. With such a groundbreaking feat in technology, it was only a matter of time until people were like, how can I jerk off to this? Leading to the creation of as AI generated videos with audio. This is genuinely terrifying, and I'm just imagining the Pandora's box that this opens. I already know that scam ads are gonna get worse and gooners are gonna get freakier. And look, it's not like the act of jerking off is inherently bad for you, but we as humans are not designed to comprehend having constant, personalized 4K, ultra digital HD, dual monitor, PS5, VR headset, ass and fucking titties flying in our face. But if having infinite goon material at your fingertips still does not satisfy you, you might actually be the level 100 gooner. A gooner so unabashedly horny that they take their depravity out in public and wear that shit like a badge of honor. I'm talking about
Chat, do you think clothes were a mistake? Hang on, I'm going somewhere with this. Because let me ask you, our ancestors, thousands, hundreds of thousands of years ago, the Neanderthals, Australopithecus, you know, Homo habilis, etc. Like, at some point we developed wearing clothes, but somewhere back there, we were still not really wearing clothes and probably running around naked. Do you think they were as gooner when everybody was naked? I'm posing a question here. Because if everybody is naked, you become desensitized to the nakedness, so you're less gooner rotted, you know, less degenerate as a society. But as you started covering stuff up, because the average person has less access to just see this stuff, you seek it out, and that makes you a degenerate because you feel like you're doing something you shouldn't be. So technically, I think the evolution of clothing and the addition of clothing to our, you know, species actually caters to degenerate behavior. Naked isn't inherently sexual, but a lot of people don't. I mean, sure, but like it can lead to sexual stuff, right? If you see naked stuff. But like if you see naked stuff all the time, you might be desensitized to nakedness and be like, I mean, like, if I was an Australopithecus fucking, like, hundreds of thousands of years ago, right? And I fucking was, like, walking around with my schlong hanging out, and it's like, yo, Bobby, looking good. And he's got his schlong hanging out. And then fucking, you know, Sarah comes by, and she's got her full titties hanging out. And like, hey, Sarah, looking wonderful today. But, like, I'm used to seeing titties hanging out and fucking full-on pussy on display. Like, nobody's batting an eye. That's just normal, right? So what were they gooning to back then? I don't think they were gooning to naked things, you know? It must have been like, they might have been gooning to like something else, maybe trees.
Take off your clothes now.
Reproductive instincts still exist though, yes, but like gooners aren't gooning because they want to have babies. They're gooning because they just want to fucking get off, you know, get their rocks off, all right? Very different.
in the school bathroom, straight up watching
But I have never
public
ever even
libraries, or
touched
even
my
worse,
dick in
committing
public.
acts that get you on
I
the
find
sex
it
offender
extremely
registry. As you'd
weird.
expect, flashing
Gooning
a
is
gooning
only to be
problem-
done behind closed doors. Public anything sexual is too awkward for me.
Okay, nobody's saying that, people. What the fuck? What? We're talking about back
You were
when we were
alive back
cavemen or
then,
something.
so
No,
why do
before
you keep
cavemen.
asking us? Just talk from your personal experience, old-ass mother bitch.
So you're saying we should all be naked? I think if us as a society normalized nakedness and we were all naked after probably like 100, 200 years, it would be just like insanely normalized that nakedness is not degenerate, or at least degeneracy would have moved on to a different topic, or you know, that's not happening obviously, but I'm just wondering. It's a thought process, it's a thought experiment of wondering, I wonder what we gooned to as a species when we all just ran around naked, you know? Like, doesn't that make you wonder, like, what did we goon to back then? Because like, if we see naked stuff all the time, you're probably going to be desensitized to nakedness. I don't think old species of humans probably goon to the same things, you know?
Did you know how dolphin has group orgy and doing degenerate stuff, like even huffing pufferfish? I don't think clothing make any difference. It just make raw stuff more brazen.
I mean, listen, back then, I'm sure the way, like, older societies of, like, Australopithecus and, like, Homo erectus and stuff like that worked, right? Or Neanderthals. It was probably just, like, you want sex, you have sex type shit, you know? And there were probably, like, alpha males or, like, leaders of the pack that got to fucking fuck whoever they wanted. So, like, yeah, I get that, but, like, were they gooning though? I don't think they were gooning. I think back then when they were more animalistic, they probably could when sex was more of a norm, right? Willy-nilly, just out the wazoo, just whenever you want. All right, they probably gooning didn't exist. Does a silverback gorilla goon, or does he just have sex whenever he wants? Has Harambe ever gooned? I don't think so. Comparing gorillas to humans? Well, I'm just saying. What the fuck are you saying? Didn't you literally go to a Christian church as a kid? And yes, gorillas goon. I mean, I'm talking about not the standard gorilla. I'm talking about the silverback gorilla.
Real people can actually put you and others at risk. Something best demonstrated by an event known as the Gooning. Once upon a time, a man driving a Dodge Charger pulled up to a bikini barista drive-thru. As the barista approached the window, she was shocked to see that the man was
very comfortable in his car.
You need to leave. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
After getting humiliated on camera, the gooner drove off in the sunset and took the matter into his own hands, literally, and then
logged off from the server.
Seeing someone go this far and losing everything all because he was horny is fucking hilarious.
Oh wait, I remember this.
There has to be a lesson in here somewhere.
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
trying to victimize the guy considering he was clearly harassing these drive-thru workers, but at the end of the day, this guy
logging off of Minecraft
has been completely eclipsed by the fact that bro was a certified gooner. A lot of which I think has to do with how much the internet is comfortable with this topic. Beneath all the memes, the goon is a grim reality of how gooning addictions can spiral out of control and have devastating consequences. I'm not surprised that there's been such an uptick in self-improvement content specifically catered to gooners. It's so destructive that people will resort to literally anything to rid themselves of this problem, like watching off AI motivation videos with Batman or fucking Vegeta. Given how much of a hold this shit has on the population, it was only a matter of time until multi-million-dollar companies realized that deliberately feeding into horny posting and gooner culture is a profitable business model. And look, I understand that the phrase sex sells has always been true when it comes to advertising, but shit like Sydney Sweeney's bathwater is a lot more deliberate in-your-face gooner bait compared to something like using hot girls to sell fucking cheeseburgers. The fact that the product sold out instantly and is being relisted for like 20x the price is intentional. Nowadays, the product being sold is the goon because that is enough for a lot of people. Buying a girl's bathwater has gone from being associated with niche internet degenerates to the mainstream. Remember that AI model I mentioned? Grok? Well, Twitter just released an update to the model that now comes with an AI anime girlfriend for Premium Plus users.
Oh, babe, that rugged ass in those shorts is a total tease.
We might actually be cooked. I don't think anything can stop the progression of brain rot in the social media sphere, but to anyone struggling with gooning out there, let me give you some advice that I think genuinely will help. Remember, whenever you happen to bust, you release literally millions upon millions of sperm in one single nut. And knowing that information, just imagine wasting liters upon liters of every day on a Chun-Li Fortnite twerk-off.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely one way to end that video. Yep. True. I would never do anything like that.